Well met. I see through you.
Witness the power of Gura.
Don't be a killjoy.
Shine down.
You've only just begun. Looks like
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. Speed of light! Hey! Cut to the chase! Ad Astra. Thank you for completing Ad Astra Abyssa. Ad Astra. Don't blink! Yeah. This realm is truly... If you ever have it... see everything. Make yourselves at home.
I let my guard down. I can no longer hold back. Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shot!
Nowhere to hide. Incoming. Hey!
Rain outlines your fate.
Speed up. Grow, grow, grow. Cut to the chase. Don't blink.
Now you shall perish! Body and mind. Twas on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Time to act. Body and mind.
Everyone hold hands.
Incoming! No, my sword! Rain cutter! Rain outlines your... There is no
Got lucky that time. Change the plan. Hey! Nowhere to hide.
Shine down!
Committed to memory. Sharing my knowledge. Cut to the chase.
Rain outlines your fate. There is no escape! Absurd!
Don't blink.
Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Feel free to check the aqua book.
Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter!
Dodge this! Cool it!
Skyward! Scatter! Seize the skies!
Freeze!
We'll see about that.
Yeah!
Reaching out. 15, 16.
It's been getting quite busy recently.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye. I never... Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. will be revealed in the next volume?
Oh, you're ready to go? Oh, you're ready to go? Oh, you're ready to go? Mondstadt grilled fish, if I'm not mistaken. The fragrance is certainly rather rejuvenating.
So, Mondstadt grilled fish is the correct answer?
Well, the issue is, many people can't eat fish that hasn't been seasoned with plenty of pepper. I, for one, am quite happy to eat it straight from the grill with no seasoning at all. But basically, I think there are more straightforward dishes available.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I didn't take that into consideration.
Ah, don't get down in the dumps. I've saved the best part of the exam for last. Go get yourself ready and meet me at Bright Crown Canyon.
It's been getting quite busy recently.
15, 16. That's a nice haul.
I never embark on a journey without a good book to accompany me.
Today's recommendation is the steak.
Anna, I will make you better.
Body and mind. Time to act.
Ad Astra Abysosk, and welcome to the third and final part of your exam. Are you ready?
Please, begin. I am ready.
Good. Now, the most important skill set for an adventurer is, of course, combat skills. Ferocious monsters, dangerous machines. Only in the heat of battle against your enemy does that surge of adrenaline really kick in. This is the last part of the exam. Defeat the nearby Ruin Guard as quickly as you can. I will be watching from here. Give it all you've got, Noel!
Okay. This time, I am confident I will pass.
me weave you a bird. With sword comes shadow.
Illusion shattered! Honorary Knight! I did it! Not entirely. I know that it's just like in train, but not this time. Somehow, it must be because you are... Thank you. On the day of the real exam, and I'm great.
Incoming.
Oh, back already? Even the third part. Now, you six butt. Yes. Hey now.
Where did I go wrong? Oh, I do apologize if I don't review my... It seems I will head back to the...
Well. How can I get the exam to the right difficulty level? I shall go back to the Angel's Share and give this some careful consideration over an alcoholic beverage.
Mustn't fall asleep. Oh, sorry, I zoned out a little. I didn't notice you there. I've summarized my experiences from the mock exam and created a new reading list. Getting to know Mondstadt's geography, and a 1-minute history of adventuring, and then there's eating well. Oh, and also, the only thing is, there's so much. But, what if they ask me how to rescue an adventurer? Or how best to collaborate with the Adventurers Guild? If I neglect these topics now, I may live to regret it later. It looks like every second I have between now and my exam is going to count. Thesis on Chivalry. Favonia's Bladework Fundamentals. So much to learn before the exam. How will I ever get through everything? Oh, Honorary Knight! Long time no see. Anything you need me to take care of? I don't? I've been busy preparing for the exam is drawing nearer and... Right. The Knights of Avonia, even though I've already... It's just that I've failed several times in the past. No, thank you. This is my exam. Plus, there is still some time to... But... On the day of the exam... Based on the night's schedule, But it's just half a... Even though there is still... I've planned my schedule carefully. Well, there's always coffee if I feel sleepy. And no, it won't. Did I get too worked up all of a sudden? No. I still have training tomorrow. I must freshen up. I apologize for letting you see me. Whatever, but in the end... Oh, you mean studying isn't the only preparation I should be doing? Oh, if I don't overcome my fear of the exam, whenever I encounter something... Imagine myself passing the exam. What kind of knight? The knight that I want to be someday. An outright? I'm sure Amber would be happy to see the Outriders grow as a team. But my strengths are... However, if I were to use Baron Bunny to lure the enemy away and protect my fellow knights, I suppose I could do it. Making the stuffing, it's just that... So, let's start by going to...
Don't blink!
Yes, this should be plenty of bowberries. Oh, pyro slimes. Perfect. They can provide us with another ingredient we need. Pyro slime condensate, crushed bowberries. Good. Now I can start to make a Baron Bunny. Through here. Far from it. There should be a hilly... Someone needs assistance. The hilly trolls are coming back. Let's see if the Baron Bunny gets their attention. What's going on? They're completely ignoring the Baron Bunny. They're coming this way. Watch out!
Speed of light! Rain outlines your fate.
Oh, it neither attracted their attention nor exploded. I suppose Oh, maybe I'm not yet, but every time I've looked for, whenever I remember that feeling... Master Jean? Master Jean is a pill with the thought of becoming a knight just like... You think so? But where to start? I can't imagine what I would need to do to become more like Master... Oh, that's... I still don't think I can... Okay.
I'm sorry, Marjorie. I was focused solely on chatting with Quinn. I didn't see anything else at all. If you're out of other options, maybe you could get help from the Knights? I'm sure if Master Jean heard about it, she'd help you find it in no time.
Thanks. I'll check with a few more people first. If no one has seen it, then I guess I'll just have to ask the Knights.
Alright, well, I hope it turns up soon. Bye now.
Maybe I should just tell the Knights already.
Miss Marjorie, are you in need of assistance?
Oh, Noelle. Since you asked, I seem to have misplaced a monocle that I imported from Sumeru. I was organizing the stock that had just arrived, and because the monocle was so fragile, I took it out, wiped it, and put it aside. But then, I went to get it after I was done with the stock, and it was gone. I've asked around, but no one seems to have any idea where it could be. Anything like this? Well, it's not completely unheard of. You know my store, there are all sorts of exotic items. In the past, I've lost a carved wooden perch and some boneware, but as soon as I reported them missing to the Knights, they were recovered right away.
May I ask, where were the missing items recovered from?
Oh, the wooden perch was mistaken for a real fish by Margaret's cat, and as for the boneware, they eventually found that in a dog kennel somewhere outside the city.
Oh no, we mustn't increase Jean's workload any further. Master Jean's time should be spent on more important things. Miss Marjorie, would you mind letting me help you find the missing monocle? I may not be as efficient as Master Jean, but I will do my very best to help you find it.
Oh, of course that's okay. But isn't asking Noelle the same thing as asking the Knights?
I'd better gather some more information before heading out. As well as confirming some details regarding the monocle itself, we should find out as much as possible from Marjorie about the circumstances under which it went missing.
So, do you have some ideas on where to start? Ask me whatever you want to know. I'll answer to the best of my memory. A missing item. Well, it's a monocle to start with. And since it came from Sumeru, the design should be fairly recognizable. As for other distinguishing features, it's very light and it's very small. I had my head down and I was busy working through the stock. I didn't see anything that was going on around me. But the street is so busy that surely someone would have noticed if it had been stolen. Oh, now that you mention it, I do remember hearing some kind of flapping sound. The sound went as soon as it came, and I was focused on checking if anyone had seen anything, so I didn't give it too much thought at the time. Do you think it could be connected? I first heard it behind me, and then it seemed to fade out in a northwesterly direction. Now I wish I'd followed the sound and spoken to people along the way.
Honorary Knight, shall we go head in that direction and make some inquiries? Maybe we'll find some clues.
No wonder you're a master. Hard work is all there is to the craft.
Excuse me, Glory. Have you heard anything that might be described as a flapping sound in this area recently? Marjorie's monocle has gone missing from her shop. We're trying to look for clues.
Flapping sound? Yes, I think so. I believe it was the sound of a finch flapping its wings. It sounded a lot heavier today than usual, as if it was carrying something.
So, maybe the finch took the monocle back to its nest. Well, I've seen their nests in the past on occasion while I'm cleaning the roof. What do you say we have a look, Traveler? Finally, we have a lead to go on. Thank you, Glory.
You're welcome. May you swiftly recover the lost item by the grace of the Animo Archon.
It was on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Today's recommendation is the steak.
Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
We found it! This must be Miss Marjorie's missing monocle. Let's take it back to her right away. I hope we haven't kept her waiting too long.
Yeah! Scatter!
Miss Marjorie? Here, we found your monocle.
Wow, you were so quick. How wonderful. I thought I wouldn't be hearing back for a few days yet. Sure. In the past, when I've lost something and asked the Knights for help, it can take them a while to get around to it. After all, the Knights have all sorts of things that they're busy with, big and small. No matter how capable Jean might be, thanks to you, Noelle, now that
No, surely you can't be serious. How can I compare to Master Jean? I can only help people with small things, like finding lost property.
Whether it's big or small, it's all the same to us. Things we can't handle by ourselves. Noelle, once you've qualified as an official knight, will that mean you don't have time to help us anymore? I, for one, am going to miss you.
No, not at all. If I do become a knight in the future, I will continue to help everyone with their problems.
I was just kidding. Keep up the good work, Noelle. I'm sure everyone in Mondstadt can't wait to see the kind of knight you become.
I will keep working hard.
Thanks again. I suppose I should put this in a secure place this time.
The kind of knight that I become. Oh. Oh, do I? Yes. Maybe it's because I'm not afraid anymore. I've never dared to imagine myself as a knight before. I always feared that the higher my expectations, the more disappointed I'll be if I don't live up to them. But let's say I do become a knight in the future. Maybe I will simply continue to do the same things that I'm doing right now. It doesn't matter to me how small these things are or how tiring. I do these things not because I'm a maid, but because of my own will. Yes, there's no need to become someone else, nor worry about failing. As long as I perform better in my next exam than in my previous one, then one day, I will become a knight that I can be proud of.
Skyward! Scatter!
Yes, this should be plenty of bowberries. Oh, pyro slimes. Perfect. They can provide us with another ingredient we need.
Freeze!
Pyro slime condensate? Crushed valberries? Good. Now I can start to make a Baron bunny. Through here. Conceal the stitch. Done. Far from it. There should be a hilly trail camp nearby. Let's place the Baron bunny there and try it out.
Skyward! Scatter!
The hilly trails are coming back. Let's see if the Baron bunny gets their attention. What's going on? They're completely ignoring the Baron bunny. They're coming this way. Watch out!
Scatter! Skyward!
We'll see about that.
Freeze! Dodge this!
neither attracted their attention nor exploded. In the end, all I managed to recreate was the outward appearance. I suppose the conclusion is I can't become an outrider like Amber. Oh, maybe I'm not yet ready to carry out the work of a fully qualified knight. But I just can't. Every time I've looked forward to whenever I remember that. Captain Kaya? Oh no, I could never manage that. Captain Kaya has his own way of thinking and planning. Well, sometimes I can barely understand it, and as for imitating it, I simply wouldn't know where to begin. Oh, so you mean I should focus on smaller steps in order to achieve a larger goal? Well, I suppose with smaller goals, I won't be disappointed day to day. Since the larger goal is so high, I couldn't hope to achieve it immediately. In which case, Captain Kaya seems to be in the habit of fishing for information at Angel's Share. That's pretty small, and yet I heard that the reason we were able to arrest those treasure hoarders last time was thanks to Captain Kaya's intel. All right. I hope I can find some intel that proves useful to Mondstadt.
Oh, it's the honorary knight in Noel. Can I get you a drink? A non-alcoholic drink, of course.
Oh, no need. We didn't come here to drink. I wanted to ask if there's been anyone causing any trouble in the tavern lately.
Troublemakers? Let me think. Actually, there was one.
Oh, really?
It's that guy drinking at the table over there. Payne. He keeps ordering refills of our strongest drink, Death Afternoon. Look how he's wobbling. If he passes out drunk, that could spell trouble.
Yes, that certainly sounds like a lot of trouble, although that's not quite what I was asking about. Is there anything in the tavern that has been out of the ordinary lately?
Out of the ordinary? Let me think. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. There are still some empty glasses on the tables upstairs that need clearing away. Must have been left there by the customers this morning. But I am busy with the accounts at the moment, and if I can't find time to clear the tables before the evening crowd arrives, things could get difficult.
Really? Well, that sounds truly terrible. Maybe I can help? Oh, sorry. I couldn't help myself. Mr. Charles, what I was really trying to ask was...
Oh, I know. You wanted to know if you could help out, right? Surely that would be asking too much. I have yet to thank you properly for helping us move those kegs last time, and here you are offering to help again. I couldn't accept your offer in good conscience. That being said, we are quite overwhelmed right now, so if it's all the same to you, ma'am, would you mind serving the customers for a while?
Oh, okay then. It seems you are in great need of assistance.
Oh, thanks a million. I'll leave you to serve the customers then. Start by taking this Death Afternoon to Payne, and then maybe you can clear the tables on the second floor? Thanks. I'll leave the tavern in your capable hands.
Wow. So this is what happens when I try to go with the flow. It appears that Captain Kaya's way with words does not come, but wait, I just need to keep my... Excuse me, Payne. Here is the drink you ordered.
What? What's that? Oh, yeah, put it to the side. I think I need to sober up. This drink is strong. Oh, I don't feel so good.
Mr. Payne, are you all right? Do you need to take a rest? Let me think. If I'm not mistaken, this appears to be true. We must find another approach. Captain Kaya would probably appear cordial and sincere as a means to convince his subject to lower their guard, would he not? One must start by focusing on the person's individual circumstances and communicate a complete willingness to help. Then slowly move the conversation in the desired direction. Ooh, but how can I offer to help Mr. Payne right here and now? I've got it! Perhaps the dried fruits that I prepared for my exam could help him to sober up. Mr. Payne? Please eat this. It will make you feel better.
Oh, what's this? Oh, it tastes sweet and sour. Ooh, woof. I do feel slightly better now. Oh, you're Noelle, isn't it? And next to you is,
Mr. Payne? Are you feeling any better? Is there anything you wish to tell me?
Next to you is, it's the Death Afternoon that I ordered, yes. Did you bring this to my table? Oh, thanks, Noelle. This drink is so strong.
Mr. Payne? Mr. Payne? How can this be? Drinking like this is disastrous for one's health. Perhaps. Although, maybe it would be easier if there were a few more customers. Oh, Mr. Charles also asked me to clear the tables on the second floor. If the second floor is filled with customers, perhaps I'll have the opportunity to overhear a thing or two.
This wine is heavenly.
It's such a mess. I must clear everything away quickly so that we can serve more customers.
This wine is heavenly.
Ooh, so many stains. Oh, once the tables are clear, they'll need to be washed with a good detergent. We're almost done. A clean and tidy environment always brightens my mood. Whew, finally, all clear. Let's go check in with Charles. Mr. Charles, everything has been dealt with. Is there anything else you need help with?
Wow! Already? The customer at the table by the window just ordered a couple of things. Would you mind taking care of them?
Okay, leave it all to me.
Huh. With Noelle here, the tavern feels livelier than ever.
Phew. It's not easy working at a tavern, but at least it's over now. Well done to you, too. Oh, intel. No, I got so caught up with working that I completely forgot we were here to gather intel. What should I do? There are hardly any customers left that I could talk to. Oh, am I so incapable of handling even a simple task like this?
Thanks for all your help today, Noelle. I've been a bartender here for more than a decade, and I've never seen a happier crowd of drinkers than the ones who are here tonight. I can only assume that with you serving the customers, the wine tasted all the sweeter.
I'm quite sure that can't be true. I didn't do anything particularly special.
Customers don't come here purely for the drinks. They come for what the drink represents. Some time to relax after a long day of work. Often customers choose this tavern not just for the quality of the drinks we serve, but also for the great atmosphere. You may not have brewed the wine, or even mixed the drinks, but for many customers, service with a smile is what makes the difference between a glass of wine and a great night out. It seems this tavern could do with more than just a single bartender. What we need is some proper waiting staff to really take care of the customers. Perhaps I could convince the boss to hire a server. Anyway, I digress. Thanks again for all your help tonight.
Wow, I'm so glad to know I made everyone so happy. Yes, even though I failed to imitate Captain Kaya, it looks like I was still able to help those in need. Yes, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Ahem. Sorry to interrupt. I sense that it's probably not the best moment. However, could I ask for one last little favor? Drinking to make merry is all well and good, but passing out drunk in my tavern? That's a pain. Pain ordered 2 more deaths after noon over the course of the night.
What would you like? I need to learn. I can't give up.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
I can't give up. Even if you are a close friend.
It's been a while since we last saw Nerve. Paimon has so many questions about his true identity. Let's go talk to him and find out.
Onward! Scatter!
Meow. Oh, it's you. 1 second. Now activating chat mode. You made me jump there. I thought they'd finally caught me. Well, my heart rate did. Jumped up a little, I mean. Objectively speaking, the trouble was entirely of my own making. Half an hour ago, I was at Hotel de Boer for a drinks reception. It was to celebrate the successful opening of a show, but it was draining my energy. So, I waited for the right moment, then snuck away so I could switch to standby mode. Probably because I'm playing the lead role in the show? Is that so surprising? I'm always getting invitations to do solo performances. I just usually get Linny to write back and turn them down. But then came the Fontanalia Film Festival. We took all the kids from the House of the Hearth out to see a film, and after it finished, they all started clamoring for me to try out acting for some reason. Even Linny was chanting along with them. Anyway, it just so happened that a director called Mariu had sent me an invitation right around then. I'll spare you the details, but basically, I ended up accepting it. Yep, you nailed it. I'm playing the role of a puppet. In fact, the show's called The Lost Puppet, and it's a masked mime show. So, I don't have to do any facial expressions or say any lines. Literally just a series of physical movements. The director says it's a very avant-garde art form. Art is not comprehended by the mind, but felt in the heart. At least, that's what the director says. Anyway, if nothing else, the opening performance seemed to go down well.
At the drinks reception, everyone was crowding around me, saying, "Triumphant character portrayal, faithful adaptation of the original work, unequivocally, quintessentially avant-garde," and stuff like that. But being the center of attention is draining. So the moment they left me to go harass the director instead, I was out of there. The other thing is, some weird things happened while I was on the stage. Oh, sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean to leave you out of the conversation. My bad. No, we just met. We bumped into each other right after I slipped away. Well, it'd be kind of difficult for us to communicate otherwise. Besides, I think she's taken a liking to the name. Haven't you, Bonnie? Yeah, that's right. Good kitty. We'll go find your owner soon, I promise. Nope. She's wearing a collar, and for the most part, she's pretty well groomed. If she is a stray, she hasn't been for long. Her stomach's been growling a lot. I guess she must have been missing for a few days now. As much as I'd love to hang out with her for a while longer, her owner's probably worried sick about her. Assuming she has an owner, that is. But the reception... I should probably show my face there again at some point, even if it's just to make excuses and leave again. Decision time. Well, I just find it exhausting, thinking through all the different ramifications of different choices and so on. That's more Lenny's area than mine. So, unless it's something really important, I usually just leave the decision-making to him. It's fine. He got Fremine to make me a little something for just this situation. Poof! A phaetometer. He kept the design simple so it'd be harder to break. The way it works is, I pick a card at random, then look at the number on the card. Well, for example, if the number on the card is 5 or higher, I help Bonnie find her owner. If it's less than 5, I go back to the reception. I just have to believe in the bond between me and my cards, and my fate will reveal itself to me in numerical form. At least, that's what Lenny said. Anyway, I guess I'll give you a demonstration. Huh, I didn't like that. Was I using it wrong? Maybe if I just... Clearly, there's some design flaws to iron out. I'll have to let Fremine know. Let's see... Which card did I get? 4. Well, the cards fell on the ground though, so I don't think it counts as fate. If you want to get the right answer, you have to let fate decide. Also something Lenny said. So, to put it another way, if picking a card up off the ground is how to not leave it to fate, then that means it must be the wrong answer. Or... Why don't you pick a card? Since I ran into you here, that means... our fates are, like, interfering with each other. Thank you. This one is final, I promise. Here, take the fateometer. If it's 5 or above, that means fate successfully changed. Anything lower than 5 is a fail. Also, if you have your own thoughts about what I should do, feel free to share it. Now that I've got a good problem solver here to help, I don't need to run every little thing by fate. Back to the drinks reception. Nope, I said it was your decision. I'm not gonna waste any more energy dragging my feet. Besides, the drinks reception is technically part of the job as an official publicity event. So, if I bail on it... I might get sued for breach of contract, and that would be a huge pain in the butt. One other thing. Do you want to come with me? If you're free, I mean. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
There you are, Lynette! Where did you disappear to? Leone and I have been looking everywhere for you. Wait, where did you get the cat?
I found her outside. Do either of you happen to recognize her?
I don't think so. Could belong to one of the guests, I suppose.
Fair enough. It was a long shot.
So sorry we couldn't help you, Lynette.
Don't worry. We'll ask around for you. Leone's probably just being forgetful.
Maybe you could leave her with us. We'll take her to the reception desk and see if they know anything. And if not, we'll just keep looking.
Sure. I would help, but I'm a little preoccupied. Sorry to dump this on you.
It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help however we can.
Also, if it's no trouble, I mean, could we maybe get an autograph? And maybe a photo too?
Leone! You can't spring that on her now. Not while she's working. At least wait until the event's finished. One last thing, Lynette. Director Mariu's looking for you. We'll take the cat to the front desk now. See you later.
I'm not usually required at these kinds of events, so I don't even have an event mode. Alright, guess I'd better go see the director.
Spectacular choreography, a masterpiece of mise-en-scène, and the performance, oh my, groundbreaking, dripping with, je ne sais quoi. My congratulations on another magnificent show, sir.
Yes, I for one was particularly captivated by the clearly allegorical narrative undertones. The Lost Puppet shines a spotlight on the impact of technological advances in our modern society, particularly as they relate to changing modes of emotional expression and the challenge of mutual intelligibility. Such a pioneering work, so far ahead of its time, a tour de force of avant-garde theater.
I can already see the headlines of tomorrow's newspapers. They will certainly be singing your praise, Director Mariu.
But it was a group effort, of course. To convey emotions in a silent show with no facial expressions, the entire cast had to go above and beyond. Everyone truly outdid themselves.
Speaking of the cast, Jillian, another strong performance from you in director Mariu's latest show, as of course we've all come to expect from your numerous successful collaborations to date.
That's quite an overstatement. I've only ever played supporting roles.
On that point, you stated a few months ago in an interview that you were looking to secure a leading role in your next show. What led you to the decision to stay in a supporting role this time around?
We had a discussion about this, and while Lynette hadn't previously performed in an acting role, we were blown away by her talent, and she was a perfect fit for this character. Quite simply, this was the role she was born to play.
Exactly. I was honored to share the stage with her. Lynette worked extremely hard in all of the rehearsals, and she's an incredibly talented actress.
Oh, Lynette's back!
Hey, Lynette, where have you been?
Were you in standby mode? Some reports say you switched to that state to recharge after a show.
Ah, method acting, of course. Such a compelling portrayal of a mechanical puppet could only be achieved by an actor who lives and breathes their role even while offstage.
Those seemingly stilted movements were in fact an inspired portrayal of the character. The ostensibly bad acting, in reality, was the product of supreme acting skill.
Oh, I went outside and there was this cat there, so I played with the cat for a bit.
A cat? We've long heard that you are a kind soul, as well as an incredible actress. No wonder your debut performance has garnered such popularity.
This show looks on track to break box office records for avant-garde theater. Lynette, any words for the fans?
Not really, no.
I believe Lynette is trying to say that the act of performance itself is the actor's true means of connecting with their fans.
Oh, I see. Lynette, any comments?
Right, exactly.
But don't you want the fans to know how you're feeling right now, after the hugely successful opening of your first ever show?
That's true.
I'm sure the fans would love to learn a bit more about you, too.
How interesting.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. How rude of me.
Huh? Wait, you're the traveler who's been in the news! Did you come to see the show?
Wow! Are you a fan of Lynette too? Do you have any comments on her first performance?
Yeah, it's just... Turns out, even with you here to share the load, I can't cope with this stuff, even in Tea Party mode. It's a power-saving mode for participating in conversation at tea parties. Normally, I can get through an entire conversation just with, Oh, that's true. And how interesting. But at a tea party, I'm not normally subjected to a constant stream of questions. The energy consumption of that interview just now was 3 times as much as the average tea party. I think I'd rather pray that I never have to do it again.
Lynette?
Director Mariu would like you to join the group photo to commemorate the successful opening of the show.
A group photo?
It's just the members of the troupe, along with Maloney and Corentin. Everyone's waiting for you.
Alright then. See you in a minute.
3, 2, 1, smile.
My thanks to each and every one of you here for your help in making The Lost Puppet a success. The group photo is already being printed as I speak. You can collect your copy from the first floor after the drinks reception concludes. May it serve as a reminder of this fabulous performance every time you see it.
Mariu! Get over here. Let's have another drink. There's a few things I need you to glance over for me.
I thought the group photo was the final hurdle. Well, at least there's no more people hounding me with questions. I just need to find somewhere to switch to standby mode, and the time will fly by. I hope.
Yeah! Skyward!
Hotel de Bour's Ile Flottante is as wonderfully sweet as ever. Traveler? Lynette? Oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean, managed to get an invite? I'm an expert in the dramatic arts. Of course I was invited. Naturally, people wanted to hear my comments on the emerging art form that is the masked mime show. Remarkable, and a very worthwhile artistic endeavor, exploring a character with no lines or facial expressions who can only communicate how they feel through their movement. Your performance was beyond anything I could have imagined, Lynette. Clearly, this was a very suitable role for you indeed. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. Please go on. Oh, basically, I think I'd give it a positive review overall, just not as gushing as the crowd downstairs. So, you thought they were pretty over the top too? In fairness, it's normal to bring along some vocal supporters for publicity when a new show opens, but still, this was something else. Then again, I'm no specialist in avant-garde theater. Maybe I'm just not well acquainted with their review criteria. Or maybe it's because I came to the show with some preconceived expectations. I did happen to see the original draft of Mariu's script a while back. What original draft?
Oh? He didn't show it to you? It must have been a few months ago. He came to me to get some advice from an experienced performer's perspective, and then asked if I could write a few reviews of his new play. I had a lot on my plate at the time, so I had to turn him down. I only skimmed a few sections, but they seemed quite different from the final version. I can't say I remember the plot, but I don't know. The protagonist just seemed more
complex, I guess, especially in the last two scenes. Still a mechanical puppet on the outside, of course, but she seemed to have more emotional depth on the inside.
Emotional depth?
Oh, I'm just thinking aloud here. Don't take it to heart. Besides, a script and a play are two very different beasts. There are so many fine details to consider when turning a story into a stage production, more than most people could imagine. Especially with a novel art form like a masked mime show. I'm sure Mary Yu had his reasons for the changes he made. Change of topic. I see you've escaped the crowds to seek refuge on the second floor. Fame can... From hearing about the experiences of a veteran celebrity such as myself?
No thanks, I'm good. Pretty sure this will be my first and last time in this situation.
Hey, at least let me finish. I have top tips on dealing with belligerent reporters, slipping away to hunt down snacks during the intermission.
Tell me everything.
First, take a seat, mon ami. We must partake of Hotel de Boer's fine desserts as we talk, lest they go to waste.
That was very educational. I expect most of the people downstairs have left by now. Time to grab my copy of the group photo and get home.
If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop a while at one's abode for some repose and conversation.
If you want to.
The photo must be in this envelope right here. It's finally over. Thank you for sticking around for so long. If it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded my way through the last few hours. It's fine. It's just... It was such a minor thing. While I was on stage, there was a moment when I felt like someone was looking at me. It was only for an instant, and I didn't even see who it was. But somehow, I knew it was a look of contempt. I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me an evil stare. But I couldn't figure out who it was. Normally, I'm used to lurking in the shadows on the stage and spying on other people. So, it was strange, feeling like I was the one being spied on this time. Or someone just took a disliking to me for... Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take this envelope and go home now. You have destroyed this work of art. Step down from the leading role at once. Based on the tone, I'd say threat letter is right. I don't think we're gonna find any more clues here. Yes, let's. Whatever destroyed means, it could have something to do with the original script that Farina mentioned. Also, I'm gonna have to ask you to stick around a while longer.
I can't believe how well the whole Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even the avant-garde box office is lapping it up.
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would have passed us by.
See? I told you. All the times she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her, because it turns into a big talking point. Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
True. Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
Do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews. I'll leave you artists to discuss your work in peace. Mariu, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full attention.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
Mr. Maloney. An investor or something, I think. I've never asked him.
So, what can I do for the two of you? I'm afraid I'll have to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh, well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing. It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from the beginning to end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you. The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
Sorry, you've lost me. Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity. The current script is the final version because it is the best version. And your performance... What letter? Oh my goodness! Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mario, any idea who might have written it?
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense? Absolutely not. Without Lynette, this show would...
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
What? No way, out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian Kent... She's just not what the audience is looking for. Ah, I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor of ours who's trying to get under Lynette's skin. You can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor? Really?
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander and libel are all their specialties. They drown out the truth with a flood of misinformation, and they stop at nothing once they get riled up. Oh, there's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters, no matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy. But don't worry, I will get to the bottom of this. Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
So, a competitor, huh? I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone pull a stunt like this. A threat letter is quite extreme. Besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm pretty sure it was coming from somewhere backstage. So that rules out a lot of people. I'm actually more concerned about Mariyu. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction was pretty unusual. Especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian as the lead. Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script. I should probably go talk to her. Yep, she told me she lives in the Fleuve Sandra.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
I've been to the Fleuve Sandra plenty of times before. This is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go, but not down here. We know what you are.
Bootlicking morons? I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina, stop that! Go home now!
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette. If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again!
Jillian! Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that!
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it. She's in her rebellious phase, huh? If you let angsty kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy. So don't worry, I won't let it get to me.
Well, this situation's a little different in this case, but still, thank you.
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry. I never mentioned it because Director Mariyu was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you. What's this? I don't know, who would do something like this?
Don't be scared, Jillian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay, I'll try. It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with director Mariyu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mariyu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role. He was hesitant, but he agreed to let me try for the part. We did a few rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay, but then...
There's been a change of plan, Jillian. The leading role will now be played by Lynette.
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity. Jillian, I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
I was incredibly disappointed at first, but I also know full well that I don't have Lynette's star power. Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show? And if the show was a flop with me in the leading role, how would I answer to the director and the rest of the cast? Then, I got to meet you on stage and found that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Mariyu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
He did make some changes to the script, yes. Jaik, one of the other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Mariyu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He also lives nearby. I can arrange for you to meet him at the tavern.
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Mariyu. Alright, see you at the tavern then.
Skyward!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. Here, this is the script you're after. That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute changes by the director. There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just grabbed the whole stack of paper since I was in a rush.
No problem. Now activating search mode. I'll go through one page at a time.
Finally on the right path. Say what you need. No problem's too big to solve. Those parts.
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began and performs a dance in honor of her deceased companions. She dances until her joints have rusted stiff and mechanical parts are falling from her body. Yep, that's not something a novice could hope to pull off after just a few months of rehearsals. Frankly, I think that the original script is much better, and the original lead is the best fit. Jillian, shall I go tell Mariu to put you back in the leading role?
Huh? What? Are you serious? But the next show is at the Opera Epiclese. It's such a huge opportunity.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
That's different. This isn't you as part of a magic duo. It's a chance to star as the main character in a show. You'll reach whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded. But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
It'll never work. There's no way Director Mariu or Maloney would ever agree to it. The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would all the marketing materials. And that would mean asking Maloney for a lot more Mora. Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe. Plus, Maloney's friends have already published a ton of articles saying how this is the role that Lynette was born to play. No one else can play the protagonist now. If Lynette quit the show and I took her place, if Lynette left, they'd sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
You do? What? That's a bold plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might actually work.
No way! It's not worth taking such a huge risk just for a chance to be in the spotlight.
Jillian, you said before, whatever disappointment I had left, I wasn't about to take out on you. In other words, that disappointment is still there, but you've kept it bottled up inside. Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for my sake?
You think they'd be put out? That's not how I see it.
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original script. We all saw how hard you worked for this role. And I think you know that unless we decide to make a stand here, the path we're on is only going to take us further and further from our dreams, all of us. So take it from me, you would not be putting us out. Not one bit.
You guys... Okay. Let's do it. I will play my part.
Yes! I knew you'd come around. All right, I'll let the rest of the troupe know and we'll start preparing immediately.
Wonderful. This solves everything.
Wait, but what about the threat letter? Do you have any idea who sent it?
As long as we stick to the plan, I'll give up the lead role, so it won't matter anymore, right?
But surely you want to know who it's from. If they're out there and no one's keeping an eye on them, what if they come looking for you?
I doubt they will. It's supposed to be a threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't meet their demands. Plus, the handwriting is kinda childish. Doesn't look like a professional intimidator to me. Who knows? Maybe it was just a fan of yours having a moment.
A fan? Of me?
Maybe there's someone out there who really appreciates your talent. Even in the supporting... It's getting late. We should be leaving. Come on.
I'm such an idiot.
Sorry for manhandling you. You looked like you were seconds away from figuring out who sent the letter, so I had to act fast. It was Gina, Jillian's sister.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
I guess she must have snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with Farina. She idolizes Jillian, both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long got snatched away from her by some amateur who's never acted before. To make matters worse, all the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role, and even Fontaine's former biggest star was praising her abilities. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is draining. Besides, if it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an opportunity stolen from me, they'd definitely do something far worse. I was in Jillian's position once. Back when Linny and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up our reputation. So I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could definitely use some pro tips on how to write a threat letter. No, the way she looks at me is indignant, frustrated, but not malicious. Plus, she didn't even try to hide how she felt. Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage. Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage, would be a lot more difficult. We'll find out who it is before too long. In 2 days' time, at the next show, I think it will become very clear. On that note, guess I'll see you at the Opera House. Bye for now.
Am I imagining things? Or is all this standing making me dizzy?
I didn't know you were such a slacker. Cool it! Freeze! What's the hurry?
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Oh, you're here! Lynette and Jillian are busy getting ready, so please come with me.
That puppet in the middle, is that Lynette? She's so pretty.
It's starting. Keep your voice down.
Wow, I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end...
Even though her face was expression...
Director Mariu really is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in the lead role.
I have a friend who saw the show on the opening day. They thought the critics overstated how good it was, but I gotta say, the protagonist is incredible.
I can't believe it's only been a few days since the last show. Lynette's improved so much. Just wow! I'm speechless. Words simply cannot do justice to the sheer excellence we witnessed from Lynette on stage today.
Your penchant for the hyperbolic strikes again, Almery. Clearly you weren't at a loss for words when you were writing your article. I saw you hand it to the journalist. Trying to get your critique into the papers the moment the show is over, are you?
Well, you know how it is. The early critics get all the readers. Wouldn't you agree, Mariu?
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? The first half was a huge success. Even I could tell the acting was top tier.
My apologies, Mr. Maloney. Please excuse me for a second. I need to have a little talk with my actors.
Oh, very well. Hey, while you're at it, this might be a good time to talk future collaborations with Lynette.
Are you guys sure this is gonna work? What if Director Mariu pushes back? We're already halfway there. We can't back out now. All we need to do is stick to the plan.
What is this plan that you're so intent on hiding from me, hmm?
Director Mariu, I thought you were talking to Maloney and the critics.
Korantan and Armory have both finished their articles. I went to greet them as a mere formality, but you seem to have availed yourselves of my absence during the first half to defy me. What have you done? Was that really Lynette playing the lead role?
Ta-da!
Director Mariu, I was the one playing the lead role just now.
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on earth would you do this?
You know my acting is amateur. The only reason I'm being seen as a pro, let alone a pioneer, is because you have critics supporting the show. If they'd seen me in the leading role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens now that they've seen Jillian in the role? If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story? These are just some of the questions that will be on everyone's minds. There's only one way for you to save your reputation, and that's to keep Jillian as the lead all the way to the end.
Absolutely not. I'd sooner announce that we're having technical difficulties and need to stop the show. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask off? Everyone will see that we've changed actors. What will your fans think? They're only here because of you, and what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, it'll be the death of the whole show. There'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain. Don't you see how much this would cost us? You can't just take a job on a whim, then abandon your responsibility the moment you don't feel like doing it anymore. You're playing games with other people's hopes and dreams.
Director Mariu, please. You're not being fair to Lynette.
Actually, Jillian, he's half right. I did kind of take this on a whim. But my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that belongs to you.
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job. Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's been keeping me pretty busy lately.
Linny? What do you want? Do you think you can snap your fingers and make all my problems magically disappear?
That might be a little tricky, but instead, I could make something else magically appear.
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your legal fees, reimbursement for the tickets, and an advance on the penalty fee for breach of contract. Mr. Mariu, I'm stepping down from the leading role, regardless of whether you choose to cancel the rest of today's show.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this, you're free to seek damages as per the contract. And if you want to file a lawsuit, there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
What the... I can't believe this. Of course. Oh, look at us. We're huge stars. One minute we want to go on stage. The next we feel like backing out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You're treating other people's hopes and dreams like a big joke. You don't give a hoot how much this show means to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down because of you.
That's not true. I do care. And I'm under no illusion as to how much this show means to you.
Oh, brilliant deduction there. Of course it means a lot to me. This is my show. That's the only reason I asked you to be in it in the first place.
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story? The way you look at me, it's full of contempt. Almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
What? I would never think that.
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead apart from Lynette. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role. They all turned you down.
And I would have turned you down too, if not for an unlikely set of coincidences.
You didn't send those invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your investor wanted a big name in your show, right?
Director Mariyu.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make Jillian the understudy, and then look for an opportunity for her to take the lead.
I bet you were torn at first, weren't you? Do you stick to the tried and tested formula? Choose Lynette, use her celebrity to get the critics on your side so that you and your investors can line your pockets?
Or do you choose Jillian, so that you and your longtime collaborator can stage the show of your dreams, the original, unedited version of The Lost Puppet?
Oh, I didn't betray myself.
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Wouldn't that make you successful too? Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements really count as success to you.
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always imagined it, faithful to your original script. Your work would be displayed for all of Fontaine to see in its true, perfect form.
Did you say perfect?
Or will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage? And Jillian's dream. In fact, the dreams of the whole troupe.
The whole troupe?
Director Mariyu? Actually, most of the money Linny brought came from us. We all chipped in.
We've worked with you for many years now. Your troupe has been here for you all the way from the empty theaters where we first performed to the Opera House today. We watched as you slowly started down a path you used to despise. The path of powerful connections, drinks receptions, backdoor deals with critics, and collaborations based on fame instead of talent.
But this is just a temporary measure. I did it for the good of the troupe. And besides, this is how the whole industry works. Everyone else is doing it.
Yes, we know. Back when you started, you had to bite the bullet and do these things to keep the troupe afloat. But then what happened? You began to embrace these methods more and more, becoming so reliant on them that every show you put out is overhyped by the media, and every script you write is edited to suit some celebrity's needs. Surely you must have noticed what's happening. While we've been performing at bigger and bigger theaters with each show, the applause is getting quieter and quieter each night, and the criticism from people who've seen the show is growing. Maloney's friends are sycophants. They don't care if the audience is disappointed because the show doesn't live up to their glowing reviews. They praise the things they like and skirt around the things they don't.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotional tactics, but does that really make it okay?
Well, it's just a stopgap solution. As soon as I've made enough Mora, I'll stop. Things will be different next time. I promise.
Next time, huh? Yeah. Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics. Next time, you'll let Jillian play the lead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you make some money once, you'll want to do it again, then again. Slowly but surely, you turn your back on your dreams.
I won't turn my back on my dreams any longer, Director Mariyu. Never again.
Me neither.
I had dreams too. Once.
Huh. The plot here seems...
The protagonist wanted to...
And in the end, she forgot her...
Hey, no spoiler!
Oh, Archons.
No need to be so... But in truth,
You really thought this plan through. What's worrying me now isn't how Maloney will react or whether the show will get cancelled. It's the audience. I've always thought the original script is better, but what if people only came to see the show for Lynette? And because of the reviews, what if they don't really care about the show at all? It feels like I've been hiding inside my safe little castle for too long. And now I'm scared to go outside the walls and hear what people really think.
We're right here with you. We'll watch it to the end.
Wow. Okay, this ending is much better.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What a fantastic twist.
Time for the curtain call. It's the moment of truth. The applause continue after I take off the mask. I could always leave my mask on. No one would ever know.
This is what fame looks like, when it's truly deserved.
Jillian, you were amazing! Syra was tearing up when you did your final solo dance.
Well, so are you.
Really? I was so nervous. My legs felt like they turned to jelly.
What looked like an actor unsteady on her feet was in fact a poignant expression of the protagonist's frailty in her last moments. Or whatever.
Hey, Mario! What the heck was that? Why wasn't Lynette playing the lead?
Our articles are already going to press. You better have a good explanation for this.
It was my...
Hey now, it was all of our...
Hold on. The decision was mine, and mine alone. They had nothing to do with it. If you have any concerns, gentlemen, then please direct them to me.
Marry you? So it was you? Well then, I trust you'll have no objection to me pulling the plug on this production.
Director Mariu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on? Why was Lynette not in the lead role? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have some explaining to do.
Lenny, it was all his idea. Mariu, explain yourself.
Wait, Blinny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance art. In this play, the masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters, and by extension, the difference between human and machine. We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic goals of the production.
What?
It's similar to deceiving the audience in a magic show. We employed this technique as a means of breaking the fourth wall. It allows the audience to more intuitively understand the cognitive dissonance felt by the protagonist as a machine trying to reconcile the notion of her...
Hold up! What is this nonsense?
Oh, I see. Well, bravo, Director Mariu. You even had me fooled.
That's probably more because you just don't really understand avant-garde art very well, Lenny.
Maybe so, maybe so. Well, perhaps it went over my head, but I'm sure our experts here saw the whole thing coming a mile away.
You must have worked it out by the end of the first half, surely. Mr. Amory, I just heard that you managed to write your review after just the first 2 acts.
Yes, you're right. Director Mariu and I are old friends. You should have said something. Then I could have played along even better.
Yes, well, to deceive the audience, you must first deceive your closest companions. I have to give credit to Lynette and her experience in performing magic. That's what inspired me to take my art to the next level.
Hmm? You mean your show was partly inspired by Lynette's background in magic? Well, in that case, I'll have to plug it to everyone I know.
Unfortunately, I think Mr. Maloney is going to cancel the show.
Cancel the show? Mr. Maloney, is this true?
While I accept that deceiving the audience in the manner you did certainly has artistic merit, this is not a magic show, and we don't want our audience demanding their money back.
A very valid criticism, and one that I humbly accept. If that happens, we're prepared to reimburse and apologize to any audience members who weren't satisfied with the experience. Plus, it looks like Jillian is better than me at delivering the excellence people want to see. I'm sure audiences will be very happy with the show if she's allowed to stay in the leading role.
Maloney, I believe there should still be time to tweak my article. From the look on Lynette's face, I think she's being sincere.
Oh, one other thing. We managed to get a meeting with Lady Farina earlier. All thanks to the Traveler's reputation, of course. Anyway, she agreed to write a review focusing on Jillian's performance and the quality of the show as a whole. She promised to give her honest opinion. And I'm sure today's audience will be discussing her performance too. There's sure to be a variety of opinions.
Oh, I mean, art at its finest, clearly. But I'll have to give it some thought before I decide exactly what to write.
Oh, of course. Always good to put some thought into these things. Especially now, with a growing range of voices out there. I imagine competition for readers becomes more fierce when everyone's discussing the topic.
Corentin, Amory, let's go.
Yeah! Scatter!
Thank you both so much. Without the two of you, who knows how much further down that cynical path I would have gone. I always told myself that once I'd made enough Mora, I'd get back to doing what I loved. But somewhere along the way, I started to lose sight of what that was. Just like those critics with their dishonest reviews, I became all about the trappings of success, at the expense of the art itself. You're right. Yes, I'm a very lucky man. Anyway, enough about my problems. What are we going to do about the threat letter that Lynette received? I've been looking into it a lot over the past couple of days, but it doesn't seem like it was one of our competitors after all.
Ah, yes, about that.
Lynette, do you have a moment?
Wait, you're Jillian's sister, right?
I'm sorry. Gina insisted on coming to see Lynette. I couldn't stop her.
Lynette, I'm sorry!
Yeah, me neither.
Wait, but...
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Fleuve Sandra? And you said some mean things to me? As I recall, you were only trying to look out for your sister. It was just a few words spoken in anger. Don't worry. Whatever it was you said, I've already forgotten.
Oh. I see. Well, it sounds like Gina knows what she did was wrong. Owning up to your mistakes and committing to do better in the future is what counts.
I understand that feeling of wanting to stand up for your family when they're being mistreated. Really, I do. But next time, maybe consider a different tactic? Something you can pull off more effectively, and without arousing suspicion.
Got it. Thank you, Lynette.
Why do I feel like I'm missing something here?
Hey, here you are. I was wondering where you'd all run off to.
Great! Everyone's in one place. That makes this so much easier.
What do you think?